It's been a minute since I've been out in the truck camper. Devastating wildfires, hazardous smoke, a rockside closing the entire road really affected me this year. I took the opportunity to take a Friday off work and head up for a last-minute camp at a local lake. The road was atrocious. Washboard wherever you went. It took me a long time to get there. And I got there, well, after dark. Never an ideal time to set up a camp. But I've got the weekend to myself. And that's what counts. Made it up here. Had to set up in the dark. The road up here was terrible. I was doing 5 to 10 kilometers an hour at best because of the huge washboard roads. Every time there was a hill, there was washboard, or there was deep ruts and potholes. Made for a long drive. I got here. It was supposed to get dark about 7:30. Sun went down behind the mountains. I got here about 7:45 or so. Set everything up. I was going to show you around outside, but, well, it's dark. This late at night, I'm just going to have a beer and chill and have an early night in bed. Tonight, Slackwater Brewing. You're going to hear that a lot. I've got a mixed 6-pack of beer from them, 2 of different kinds. So tonight we're having the Party Wave Hazy Pale Ale with Mosaic and Amarillo hops. 4.5%. So it's a pretty light beer. Slackwater, again, a local brewery, which I like to try, I like to support. And as you probably figured out by now, I like to drink. Anyway, I'm eating a Fig Newton. Not sure if you guys know what those are. They're kind of a fun, rolly, fruity, snacky thing. Perfect for this time of night. Ah, boy, stressful getting up here. I'm going to go chill. And unless anything interesting happens, I'll see you guys all in the morning. Well, I woke up to a very chilly morning, 6 degrees outside. I don't know what that is, low 40s. In the night, I put the heat on in here. So it's 16 degrees at the moment, which is somewhere, I don't know what that is, 60 some odd degrees. So that's quite nice. Good morning. This weekend, I'm up at Eisentalk Lake. I'm pretty happy this morning waking up, coming out of the camper. I don't know if you can really see it, but the camper and the lake are right here. This is a great spot. I was actually expecting to be on the other side of the dam here. This is actually a reservoir for one of the local water supplies. So there's a dam that they put in, and that goes down to a stream. I'll show you all that later, but yeah, I was not expecting to be here. This was a little bit of a sketchy spot. I didn't think I'd be able to get the camper in here, but I was feeling quite ambitious after driving up here on all those terrible roads. So I backed it in, leveled it up in the dark last night, got a fantastic night's sleep. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I could see the stars and the moon shining in through my bedroom window. So I actually got out, had a little bit of a walk. I know, crazy. It was cold. My hands were cold and I didn't have anything but work gloves. I took a few photos. I tried to get some video for the channel, but my camera just isn't good enough for that type of low light photography. So I've got some pictures. Hopefully they turn out and I can put those in. We'll see. I'm just having my morning coffee. I slept in this morning till 8:30 or so. I've just had my first coffee of the day, and I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to listen to nothing. I can hear the creek in the background, some of the birds around. This is just so peaceful. I've got 3 nights up here. I came up last night. Today is Friday. I'm supposed to be working. I'm playing hooky. I'm going to be here tomorrow. I'm going to pack up and head home for sort of lunchtime on Sunday. So just me this trip. Coco, because it was an extended trip, wasn't allowed to come out and play. Disappointing, I know, but that's okay. The temperature is lovely up here. It's sweater weather because we're up in the mountains. The view is just fantastic. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'll get back and show you around some of the camp in a little bit once I wake up. All right, we got a relatively simple breakfast this morning. Some scrambled eggs, some Beyond Meat, hash, a little bit of cheese in there, just a pan-fried bagel, and of course my coffee. Try a little bit. Delicious. You'll probably see me eating the same thing for 3 days in a row. This trip came together sort of at the last minute, depended on my work schedule, whether I could take the extra day off. And by the time that I figured out that I could, I finished my day's work. I had to run into the town to pick up some groceries. Wasn't a lot of thought into what I'm going to have for food up here. It was just more what's available. Let's throw it in the basket and rush because, well, as you saw last night, I wanted to get here before dark or as close to it as possible. Open air eating, nothing better. This is just fantastic. The added bonus is that there's a picnic table sort of in the same camp. I'll show you a little bit about that in a bit, but I can sit here not right at my camper eating because of bears. You saw the footprints. The bears have been around overnight. Yay. So I'm sitting a little away from the camper. I'm going to eat here, make sure everything is kept pretty secure so that safety is something that we're going to practice. Anyway, I'm going to look at the lake behind you. The sun's up now. It's quite bright, actually. It's warming up. I can feel the heat on my hoodie here. Dead silent. I can hear the occasional bugs flying past. I can hear the birds. I saw a cute little chipmunk by camp earlier, so I'm assuming that's part of the noise that I hear. But I'm just going to sit, enjoy that, have my coffee, maybe get another coffee because it's still early, and chill, which is why we do this. Okay, we got some new toys today. The Hario manual coffee grinder. Haven't used this before. I did do a small test on it. So let's make sure that it works. I've got some new coffee as well. This is Salt Spring French Roast. Canadian whole bean. I'm looking forward to trying this out. And a new little Amazon scale. All right, well, that's a lot of work, but when you're camping, you have nothing but time, so that's all good. Okay, the coffee's brewed. Let's give it a try. That's nice. More trucks. As you can see, the lake actually goes out from here. And just over the other side of here is where we're camped. This is the main part of the recreation site. This is where I was thinking about camping. There's a couple of spots kind of around here, but somebody's there already. What's really cool about this, though, is this little hand-built wooden shelter. I'm guessing this is where campers could stay if they wanted to. Looks like somebody's been in there. Metal roof. Gunshot holes. There you go. I guess if it rains up here, somewhere to stay. Or somewhere for the bears to sleep in the winter. Not sure. This is a maintained road, as you can see. Looks like fairly fresh wood came down, covered the road. Here's an interesting example of the erosion because of the road here. This is an amazing and quite scary view of the power of Mother Nature. I'm guessing from the way this looks, this was a washout. We're up in the mountains, 1700 meters, somewhere around about there. This area gets a lot of snow in the winter and gets a big runoff in the spring. And I'm guessing that the big runoff created a stream that basically eroded this away. It looks like there was a stream here. There's some managed area. There's rocks there. But I'm guessing it has just eroded this and brought down all of these pieces of wood. You can see some of the root balls here Root balls up at the top. This is just power to bring down all of these trees. Impressive and scary at the same time. More water and snow runoff areas, and again, if you look behind here, you can see just how many trees have come down all the way up onto the mountain there. So last night, as I'm driving into the main camp here on the right, I noticed this little trail that goes down to the creek on the bottom. Never been down there before. I'm not sure that the truck camper would do particularly well. It's hard to see here, but it's quite a significant grade going down. I think it'll be okay going down, but getting back up 7 tons, even in 4-wheel drive, could be fun. But I figured it's a good time to go for a walk and see what's down there and look at the creek. Pretty steep going down here. Hi, buddy. Oh, if I thought that part was bad, look at this. This is even steeper and a lot rougher. At the end of this trail, there is a little fire pit. Introduction to the camping site that I picked. So here is the sign. Here is sort of the main attraction. There's a pit toilet over here in case you need such things. We carried on over here because somebody was parked in the middle of this. Probably the best spot. Now this actually takes us to the lake itself. These are tent sites, obviously, but I did notice this little gap in the trees, and that was what I decided to do. Look at that, I've got the lake right behind me. Getting in here was a little bit of fun, as you can see from my tire tracks. It was a 5-point turn perhaps, but in the dark, trying to reverse in and not hit anything. Looks pretty good right now, but it was a little sketchy in the middle of the night, especially because this is on a curve, so I was leaning quite a bit. The other side of my picnic table here, this lake, the last time I was here, you couldn't see any of that far shore. In fact, I'm not sure if you can see it. The end of this road down here was completely underwater. There was basically a boat launch right at the end of this road. So you can imagine how much less water there is now than at the beginning of summer. It's just a pretty view, isn't it? I love my Arctic fox. Simple lunch today, some cheese, some crackers, macaroni salad, some red pepper dip. Got a little glass of wine going on just to go with that. It's a Black Sage Vineyard, which is out of Oliver area. This is a 2020 Cab Franc red wine. Lovely. It's a vineyard I'm quite familiar with. Got my candle going, got a couple of books on the go. One of them is Okanagan Slow Road. So this is a lot about visiting areas within the local geography. Lots of places in there that I've not seen before, and some beautiful artwork done from an artist in Naramata. I'm also reading a different book, I'm not sure if you can see it, called How to Read a Tree. And this is an interesting book. It's kind of somebody's observations on how trees grow, which when we're looking outside and we've got lots of trees out there, kind of fits. It's interesting to learn new things. Anyway, I'm gonna go and enjoy my lunch. Good morning. Another beautiful day. 7:30. It's only, according to my temperature gauge, about 4 degrees Celsius, which is probably about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Not too far above freezing. It's a little cool. I can see almost steam rising off the lake this morning. Rather beautiful. Another good night, quiet night of sleeping. I think today's plans were the same. Probably more napping, but I want to go for a walk along the lake. It looks like there's a path there, so I'm gonna follow that, go for a bit of a hike and see what I can see. Holy jeez, I have no idea what this thing is. It's huge though. I would show you my hand for reference, but I'm not going to. It's probably 3 inches long. Eek. All right, let's go for a little bit of a hike, see what we can see. This is amazing to see. When I came down here, came up here, I guess, in June, this entire space up to about here was completely underwater. Now, you can see how low the water is. This is the runoff, and I believe this is a path to cross over the water at high tide. Completely dry at the moment. I did think about driving up here, but it's a little bit tricky to get into. Slightly different view of the lake from over here. So this looks like it's going up into the mountains alongside the lake. And this is where I'm going to go for a walk and see where we find. Even up this trail, there are campfires sitting around. Here's the trail I was walking along. Splits off. This one looks a lot more interesting. And the lake is over to this side, so I think I'm going to go see where this one takes me. Let's hope this is a good decision. Gotta watch out for the deadfall. I think this is officially called the path less trodden. Assuming this is some sort of game trail that I'm kind of chasing at the moment. Luckily I've got my bear spray with me. Over or around. Good thing I got my hiking boots on today. More choices. I see some ATV treads down here, so this might be an interesting one to follow. Definitely more interesting than the road. This is pretty in here. Big Bear Game Trail. Let's keep walking. Wow, we got a little stream to cross here. Wasn't too bad. There's some rocks that one can skip across. Looks like somebody's got a hammock up here. I've been back on the game trails again, circling. I've been walking this trail for quite a while now. No clue where I'm going, but there is a clearing down here that looks like it's got water in it. So I'm assuming this trail is skirting the lake and all of the outlying areas. Well, here's a positive sign that I'm in the right spot. Look at that. I'm back into the woods again. Up and down, well-trod trail. Whew. Wow, quite the walk so far. Up and down through the hills, across wild game trails, some more serious trails, and then this little one that I'm following down. I do see some footsteps, which is a good sign, and that little bridge back there. Been going for a few hours now, so I'm going to sit down, have a little bit of my water, and granola bar. Word of safety, don't do what I'm doing. Walking around in the backwoods, miles away from any sort of civilization, without a plan or a map. Now, there's no cell service up here. I am covered a little bit, so I have a relatively new iPhone that has the satellite SOS on it, so if I get into trouble, I can dial for help. Also, I am carrying my drone, so if I get lost, I can throw my drone up in the air and I can reorientate myself. Might mean a lot of backtracking, but it is something to consider if you're out in the wilderness. Also, make sure you have your bear spray. I've seen a couple of tracks for bears. One was in the camp the other night. There are bears, mountain lions. I kicked the log I'm sitting on because it's also a rattlesnake area, and top of the hill here, kind of the place that you could see rattlesnakes. So yeah, it's a great, exciting walk though. Been out here alone, nobody else near me. This is ideally what getting out from city life is all about. All right, I'm going to go eat this without chomping in your ear. Gonna rest for a few minutes and then we'll carry on. Views! Okay, I had to say it. It's amazing how this side of the lake is a completely different tree structure than the other one. And just like that, we're into the big forest again from the little trees. I saw some signs of cutting, but that must have been a long time ago if this was clear cut. Let's carry on and see where we get to next. I believe that is mountain lion. I think we're getting there. I'm getting tired though. Serious up. Yet another type of terrain here. Just outside the tree line here, it's rocky hills. You can see the big rocks everywhere. And small conifers. Wow, I just turned and saw this. Another water feature. Well, hello. This is new. We're into an access road. Decisions. I think this is the right way. Yep, got some elk poop there. And just like that, we're back. Well, I would say just like that, but my legs are saying, please, no more. This is the end of the dam. My truck is just around the corner. Yay, beer time. I'm glad to see this again. That's a sight for sore legs. An early dinner tonight. The usual meat burger with cheese and condiments, some macaroni, salad, some tea, another cup. I've just had one, it was quite nice, and a little bit of wine for later. Yummy. I'm hungry. All that walking. It's almost 8 o'clock. Dusk is upon us. Just sitting here watching darkness coming over the campsite. One of the nicest things I like to do is clean up. So I just put the hot water on, cleaned up all of the dishes from dinner, lunch today, made sure everything is immaculate for the morning. And then because I had a big hike and I was feeling a little sweaty, I just had a shower. This camper has a dry bath. So a dry bath, if you're not aware, has a separate shower compared to the toilet. Wet bath has it all in one. So it's kind of like being at home, actually. It's very nice. So I had a lovely shower, just sitting. I've got a book in front of me. I'm going to have an early night tonight, I think. I'm pretty tired after that long walk. Yeah, it's just really nice. It's so quiet out here. I did have to close the camper door, though. I've had the screen door open for most of the day. And I've been fighting with a chipmunk. Couldn't get it on camera because he's quicker than I am. But if I have the screen door, not the outside door on, he actually jumps up and tries to climb up and does a very successful job of it. Climbs up the screen door until I yell at him. Then he runs off and comes back and does it again. So I've been sitting here with both doors closed because I really don't need a little chipmunk invading my privacy. Anyway, unless anything interesting happens, I'm going to say goodnight. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It's the last morning here. Slept well, was up early, just waiting for the sun to crest the trees here. Still a little chilly. It's 6:45 or so in the morning. Oh, it was a nice sleep. I'm feeling a lot more rested, which was kind of the point of coming out here. As lovely as it is, sitting, waiting for the sun to come up. Have my breakfast, just a simple bagel that I toasted on the stove. Coffee in a thermal cup. Problem with these thermal cups is they're ice cold on the outside, even if the coffee's warm inside. My hands are actually going numb. My fingertips are going numb. Guess I may have to forego the light coming over the mountains. It's almost there, but my hands are getting really cool. Mountain air. After the summer, though, it's a nice change. The sun's up, and I'm looking at it from inside the warm camper. I just stopped for two reasons. One, to get my Starlink tested in the open space. Works great, that's good news. The second thing that I wanted to do was realign the camper on the truck body. Couple of things happened, perhaps due to where I was parked and straightening it in the dark, or perhaps based on the road coming up here, which was brutal. The camper had slid back, also wasn't quite level side to side. Takes 10-15 minutes. I've done that. I've readjusted all of the torque lifts. I'm good to go. I'm just going to go check in on my camping neighbor who was having some truck troubles the other day. Make sure he's got a way to get off the mountain. Thank you for spending the weekend with me. Really appreciate it. It's funny, you're on your own up here, but I've got you guys to talk to, which is strange, I know, but it's fun anyway. Have a great week beyond your front door. We'll see you next time.